Writing, for me, is a self transformation process. It's a means of self expression, but more than that, it's my way of social activism, and it's done out of social commitment. Writing makes me a better human, I think. Kalluvayil in Valli is my own village, a land of paddy fields, black pepper, and coffee. I can say I grew up listening to the music of the forest and the stories of fights for survival of my ancestors, and also the mysterious folklore and myths of Wayanad. Writing was there with me since my childhood. I loved books and was always found with a book of fiction or non-fiction. Writing made me happy, so I started writing in my spare times. But I could follow my passion seriously only after my children grew up. Talking about the journey of the book, I did a lot of research for the perfect depiction of the land, its history, and its flora and fauna. I did a lot of reading. I talked to elders to know about the customs and the lifestyle of the time. I visited the nearby Adivasi settlements. They were very happy to share their experiences, their songs, their myths. I am so glad that my debut novel has got such a great recognition of getting shortlisted into the JCB Award for Literature 2022. There are two things to mention. First of all, it's a great encouragement for me as a writer on my way forward. Secondly, my forest village and my homeland, Wayanad, and its ordinary people are now going to be known all over the country. Trying to narrate the story of 4 generations, their love, their resistance, it turned out to be the story of the land and the story of the forest. Forest became a character, a main character, unknowingly. കാടിൻ്റെ ശബ്ദം. കൊടുങ്കാടായിരുന്നു കല്ലുവയൽ. ഗ്രാമത്തിൻ്റെ ഓരം ചേർന്ന് കബനി കിഴക്കിനെ നോക്കി ഒഴുകിക്കൊണ്ടിരുന്നു. സഞ്ചാരികളുടെ, സന്യാസികളുടെ, വണിക്കുകളുടെ കാലടികൾ പതിഞ്ഞ ചരൽ വഴികളിലൂടെ, പടക്കുതിരകൾ പാഞ്ഞ കാട്ടുവഴികളിലൂടെ, തുടിച്ചത്തങ്ങൾക്കിടയിലൂടെ കുടിയേറ്റക്കാരുടെ കാളവണ്ടികൾ നിരങ്ങി നിരങ്ങി വന്നു. ചതുപ്പുകളിലെ ജലസമൃദ്ധിയിൽ പെറ്റുപെരുകി മലമ്പനി കൊതുകുകൾ മരണം മൂളി നടന്നു. പയ്യെ പയ്യെ കാട് തെളിഞ്ഞു. മുള്ളൻപന്നിയും കരടിയും കാട്ടുപന്നിയും ഈനാമ്പേച്ചിയും വെരുകും ഉടുമ്പും പാമ്പും കീരിയും മുയലും മയിലും കേഴമാൻകൂട്ടങ്ങളും മറ്റായിരം ജീവിഗണങ്ങളും ഉൾക്കാടുകളിലേക്ക് ഓടി മറഞ്ഞു. I truly enjoyed working with Jayasree Kalathil. She is a wonderful person, a wonderful translator, and a wonderful editor too. Since the translation process began, we were continuously in touch through calls, chats, and emails, though we were in different countries. Valli in English, no doubt, is a book authored by Jayasree and me together.
The Voice of the Forest. There was a time when Kalluvayal was a dense, deep forest. Skirting the village, the Kabani flowed, always looking towards the east. Migrants from the lowlands came into the forest, their bullock carts crawling up paths carved out by the footfalls of travelers, traders, and mendicants, and tracks where once echoed the hoofbeats of war horses and drumbeats of the forest folk. Mosquitoes milled in the marshlands, whistling death songs of malaria and jungle fever as they mated and multiplied. Ever so slowly, the forest cleared, and the porcupine, the sloth bear, the wild boar, the pangolin, the civet, the anteater, the snake, the mongoose, the hare, the peacock, the muntjac, and thousands of other creatures withdrew deeper and deeper into the jungle. When I first read Valli in Malyalam, I immediately fell in love with the book. The story is of a very specific place, Wayanad in northern Kerala. It is Sheela's land. It is where she grew up. And it tells the story of how a land, its forests, its natural resources, and the people living there in the forests, over a period of time, what happened to them and how destructions have happened in that place. So, in that sense, it's a very particular story. But what struck me is also that it is a universal story. It is a very topical story of our times with what we human beings are doing to the earth, the destruction of our forests and our natural resources. As a translator, the universal element is what allows you into the book and to kind of work with it. But at the same time, I had to be very careful of the fact that this is Sheela's story. It's an intimate story of her childhood, her land. So there is so much of her as a writer invested in the book, and I had to be very careful to bring them all into the translation.